Hello guys, this is me, Daniel96, back here for another video, and today we'll be doing our round 2 tips in the 2024 AFL season. So yeah, we're already into round 2, but before we get into that, let's have a look at our previous tips. And we actually did pretty well this round. We got 7 out of 9 tips correct. So you can see we tipped Carlton to win by 22, they actually won by 5, another close game by them. Yeah, Collingwood are now 0-2, can you believe it? And as for the Saturday games, I got all the tips correct. Essendon getting the job done against Hawthorn, GWS an easy win, Geelong just got over the line, and Gold Coast just got over the line as well. And then the Sunday games, we got the tip against Melbourne getting the win against the Bulldogs, Port with another easy win, they just got their first win. I think we're all expecting that, and well, Fremantle out of the blocks beat Brisbane. So yeah, no overall a bad round, and you can see right now my predicted margin for each game and the actual results, and yeah, you can see there was some really close games, so I actually did really well. Okay, so that was round 1 done and dusted, and now we head into round 2, and we are getting things started with a big game in the hands here. St Kilda and Collingwood playing at the MCG for this one. They would usually play at Marvel or the Saints, but they are playing at the G for this round, so you know what, I don't mind that. It's definitely interesting in terms of tips here because, well, Collingwood have lost 2 games in a row. They lost at the G in the last round, and well, the Saints, they got a bit unlucky against Geelong, but definitely not a bad loss. I definitely think out of all the games here, this one will be the game of the round. It has a lot at stake here, and yeah, this is, well, the odds are leaning towards Collingwood, but this is interesting because, well, it's not too certain here at the moment, and well, I had a thought about it, and I'm actually gonna kick things off here, and I'm gonna tip the Saints to win this game, and I'm gonna predict them to win by 17 points, and I will be rating this game a 92. Alright, so we move on to the next game, and it's the Friday night game at the Adelaide Oval. It's Adelaide and Geelong. This is gonna be another brilliant game. I think this is gonna be a massive game. Just like the above game, there's lots at stake here, both with interesting starts to their season. Geelong coming over the line against the Saints by 8 points, but it was close throughout the game. It was a bit scrappy as well. And the Crows in a wet weather game against the Suns lose by a goal, but their first half was pretty shocking. I mean, if that's something that costed them, it was definitely that first quarter and second quarter too. But the Crows are back at home. They are playing a primetime game. I think it's compensating them for the fact that they just missed finals last year, and yeah, they were kind of robbed of finals last year, so the AFL was giving them that primetime slot. And yeah, this is 70% 30%. I think it's much more even than that, but I am gonna go with the Crows. I mean, a home ground advantage is a big factor for this one, and I'm predicting them to win by 24 points, and I'm rating this game an 85. Alright, so let's move down here to the Saturday games, and there is 3 of them. And well, yeah, lots of one-sided here, but yeah, this is some of the games that we have here. Starting off with North Melbourne and Fremantle playing at Marvel Stadium in a Saturday afternoon match. I don't know, something tells me that this is going to be a really interesting game. Like, Fremantle won against Brisbane, who are a really good side, and well, North lost against the Giants, and well, it was, yeah, we don't know much in terms of these two teams. Like, anything can happen. North haven't had the best of starts, and well, Fremantle are off to a flyer, so in theory Fremantle should win. But we've seen upsets happen, and they happen all too often. We saw last year these two teams play in round 2, and well, there was a bit of controversy with the deliberate out of bounds, but North got the job done at Optus, even though they didn't do that well that year. So I think this percentage is much more closer than it says. But I feel like it would be a mistake not to tip Fremantle for this game. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. I think North will do well this game. I think overall they'll be in the game for most of it, but it won't be enough to consolidate a win. And I think Fremantle will get the job done by 31 points. And I'm rating this game as 74. Alright, and the next game here, Hawthorn and Melbourne. A twilight game at the G. Melbourne are heavy favourites for this game, but again, it's similar to the game above. Like I think it'll be much closer than that. Hawthorn did get close against Essendon. They were actually pretty good against Essendon, but fell short right towards the end. And yeah, they did get themselves their first loss of the season. And meanwhile, Melbourne did bounce back after losing against Sydney in the opening round. They got themselves a really good win against the Bulldogs, and I think that win sparked them much big confidence for them as a team. But yeah, this game I think will be really interesting to watch. I think just because we're into the early rounds, anything can happen. But I'm gonna tip Melbourne here for this game. And I think it will be close throughout the game. I think it'll pull away in the last quarter, and I think Melbourne will get the win by 25 points, and I'm rating this game as 75. And now the next game here, the Saturday night game. There's only one Saturday night game this time, and it's Sydney and Essendon at the SCG. I mean, wow, Sydney have got themselves off to, I think, the dream start. And they do have really big confidence. I mean, after beating Melbourne, after beating Collingwood at home, they're versing Essendon and they're back at the SCG. I think they are starting to build their fortress there once again. These two teams do have a bit of a rivalry between each other, especially at the SCG. They always have some crazy games, some crazy controversies between the two. Yeah, no matter what stage, something will happen. Essendon are also coming back off a win against Hawthorn, a really impressive one, without doubt. But I think with the form that Sydney are in, I just can't see them losing this game. And if they do lose, well, I think I'm going to call this one an upset. But I'm going to go with Sydney. And I think Sydney will get the win by 14 points. I think it will be fairly close. And I'm rating this game as 79. Alright, we're into the last 3 games on the Sunday. And yeah, we do have some interesting games here. Alright, so here is the first Sunday game. It's between the Bulldogs and the Gold Coast Suns. And what about this game? This is going to be pretty big. And they are playing this game at Mars Stadium, which is fairly early for this time of the season. Yeah, the Bulldogs, a disappointing loss against Melbourne. They were doing well in the first half and yeah, just fell away towards the end. And as for the Gold Coast, they got a really good win against the Crows. Definitely some slight concern with the last quarter. They did almost choke a 6-goal lead, but they did get the win, and that's what happened. This is a big ultimate test for both sides. I mean, if whoever wins this game will make a huge statement. It's very even, as you can see in the percentage, but yeah, I had some trouble thinking who's gonna win this game, and it's gonna go either way. With Gold Coast playing their 2 first games at home, they are travelling interstate, and yeah, it might be a challenge for them. They're not playing at home, so they will be playing in much different conditions, which is why I favour the Bulldogs in this one. I think if they were to get their first win, it will be this one, and that is exactly the tip that I'm going to go for. I'm going to predict the Bulldogs to get the job done by 10 points, and I'm rating this game an 87. But yeah, as I've said, this is definitely a must watch. I mean, I mean, it's Sunday afternoon, man. This should be like prime time. Alright, so the next game we have is between Richmond and Port Adelaide. They are playing this game at the MCG on a Sunday afternoon game. Now, this might seem one-sided. I don't know. I think people are seeing this game more one-sided, but I don't think that way. Richmond got really unlucky with that loss. I mean, they got close. They got really close beating Carlton, and I mean, for a team that's predicted to finish bottom 4, that is great. Meanwhile, Port Adelaide got themselves off to a big start, a massive start. Very inaccurate. 24 behinds. I don't know what the hell that was. I was at the game, and some of the misses were just, but kicking 16 goals, 24 against West Coast. I mean, that's probably the best start that they could get. They could have gone better, but that, I guess, will do for them. So yeah, I'm actually predicting this game to be much closer, and well, I think Port Adelaide will get the job done here. It's gonna be a tough scrap here. I don't think it'll be high scoring, but I predict Port to get the win by 9 points, and I'm rating this game an 83. Alright, we're into the final game here. As you can see, Brisbane and Carlton had their bye, so they are not playing this round, should I say. But West Coast and the Giants playing at Optus Stadium, and who would have thought that our home team would have so much disadvantage against an away team at home. Yeah, I mean, the Giants are heavy favourites for this game. If we go exactly back to a year though, the Giants actually lost against the West Coast, so I don't know. I'm not saying that can happen again, but I mean, we've seen it before. But yeah, the Giants just beat Collingwood. They just beat North Melbourne by really convincing margins. Over 100 points scored in both of the games. West Coast, well, they didn't do too bad. They didn't do too bad against Port, but again, they were just outclassed. And yeah, as I said in the previous video, I think they are just going to have a long year. And I think this game will be one of those games. Yeah, there's not too much hype surrounding this game, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's got to be the Giants. It's got to be the Giants that I think take the win. And I think it'll be a win by 42 points. And yeah, I'm rating this game a 57. I mean, if it was... Yeah, I mean, if West Coast were a prime side, this would have been much better. But yeah, that concludes the Sunday games, and that concludes round 2 of my tipping. So you can see my tips there. It's going to be really interesting round to see. I have no clue how many tips I'm going to get correct. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think about these tips. So I'm gonna leave it here for today. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye bye.